Today I'm going to show you how to replace filter cartridge on this express water system. This video is going to be a step-by-step process of how to replace your filter cartridge in your express water system. So stay tuned. I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. And there's so much knowledge I try to pour into this video. I know you're going to like it. So when should you change the filter? Well, each filter is good for approximately 6 months or up to 100,000 gallons of water. The amount of time and water depends on the quality, temperature, and pressure of your water supply. Your replacement cycle may be longer or shorter because of this. First, turn off the water supply to the system. Open the nearest faucet until the flow stops to depressurize your plumbing. Shut off the faucet once flow has stopped. In this case, I have this water filtering system which filters large sediments before getting to the whole house filtering system. So I'm able to depressurize by draining out the water that way. Prepare for water discharge from system, then press the red pressure release button. I notice when I press the red pressure release button, I see more water volume flowing down the filtering system. So it is a good idea to press all of them until you see no water pressure or no water pouring out. Then you close the valve. And of course, you need to have a bucket. I happen to have this mop bucket laying around, so I use it to collect the water. I wanted to prevent as much mess as possible. Use your filter housing wrench to unscrew the housing from your system. This filter housing wrench came with the express water system when I first installed it, and I kept it nearby so I don't lose it because you're going to need it throughout the year. They recommend you replace filter 6 months to 100,000 gallon. So it's a good idea to have it nearby. This is my first time opening it after 9 months, and depending on how tight you make it, you're going to have hard time or easier time. Completely depends on how tight you make it. So try not to make it too tight in the beginning when you do install it, so you don't have to wrestle this. Another important thing to keep in mind is when you're trying to loosening the express water heater system, make sure it's mounted on the wall firmly because you don't want it to move with the wrench. If it does, you jeopardize the connection on your copper piping. Some people use different tubing packs and other flexible tubing. With that, you might be able to, wrestle and get away with it. But with copper installation like me that I've done, if you do that, or if your system has the copper solid pipe, you have to make sure this express water filtering system is connected, mounted on the wall firmly so it doesn't move when you're trying to loosening it. So this filter do get dirty. I mean, it's amazing. It looks rusty. I didn't know I had this much rust, or I don't know, whatever it is. But this filter definitely looks dirty. It was white as the sky when I first installed it. And as you would see later on, the filter, this particular filter is white. So it's a sad reality for me to have a water like that. It is kind of scary. And the system is working to have a dirty filter like this. So we're going to go ahead and open the second one, which is supposed to be filtering it to a second stage. And then the third one is going to filter, which is your carbon filter, supposed to filter it as a third stage. So it's very important to be on top of these things. I know it costs money to buy the filters, but it is what you got to do when you do have a dirty water, to protect your family and protect yourself from drinking or using water that has so much additive to it. When I bought the system, the filtering system came with these 3 types, but I noticed my water has hard water stain. So after investigating, researching online, I found I have to buy different filter for this middle slot, which is PHO, which is supposed to prevent all the hard water stain. These 3 filters that came with the system, it helped. In the beginning, I noticed the hard water stain was gone for a while. Then I started to see it come back, maybe because the filter at this point is saturated with so much metal in it already. It takes a while to unscrew these casing. It is heavy. It feels like it's about 5 to 8 pounds. So what I did was I put one hand underneath it and another hand to turn it because I don't want to crack the casing. So this one is my third filter, and when I pull it out, I mean, the water didn't look too dirty because that is the last stage. It's not supposed to be dirty, I guess. The manufacturer recommends that you clean the filter housing once a year, and looks like in my case it took me 9 months to open it. So I decided to start cleaning. So to do this, you scrub the inside of the housing and the inside of top manifold with 1 gallon of water mixed with 1 tablespoon of household bleach. Make sure to protect your hands during cleaning. Rinse all part with water until all trace of bleach are gone. So these are our new filters that we're going to be installing today, and they come wrapped up. So insert the new filter facing the correct direction. The carbon KDF or the PHO filter will need to have their O-ring facing the top of the system. Make sure your filter is correctly aligned. Support the base of the housing and insert it back into the top manifold. Then tighten the housing by hand. Once the housing is hand tight, use your filter wrench to give a slight additional turn. You should only need 1/4 turn or a half a turn with the wrench. Be careful not to over tighten it. So when I bought the whole house filter system, I came across this additional filtering. So the water comes in through this. So whatever large particle, if there is any, would get trapped, because this one has 3 different stages of screening inside. So if you're installing one or looking to install, it's a good idea to install one of these. They don't cost much. So since I got the system open and I'm changing the filter cartridge, I think it's a great idea to rinse this off as well. It doesn't look dirty. It looks fine. I don't see any green color or anything like that. It looks clean. I am actually surprised to see there is no particle. Maybe when I drained it, they all came out. So with the warm water from the sink faucet, I just rinsed it. I didn't do anything special with this. With simple rinsing should be fine. Once your filter has been replaced and your housing is in place, you're ready to turn on the water supply to the system. Check for leaks as the system fills with water. If you discover a leak, turn the water off, inspect your connection point and O-rings, retighten, and try again. Flush your filters by turning on cold water from the closest faucet. The water will become blackish as loose carbon particles are flushed out of the system. The water may also appear cloudy as air bubbles are pushed out of the system and your pipes. This is perfectly normal. Run the water until it becomes clear, then run for 5 additional minutes before turning the faucet off. Wait 30 minutes, then run the cold water again for 10 minutes. Your filter change is complete. As with any videos on my channel, if you like it, please don't forget to share it and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. And thank you for watching.